Hey folks, here's the video as promised. Great 2 days. Thanks for coming out and skiing with me. Tony, thanks for coming up to Round Top. We really enjoyed having you up at the mountain. We worked on more ankle flexion so that we're not standing so much on the back of the ski. You just have the classic kind of back and inside the turn a little bit. That gets you standing on the inside leg too much in the bottom third of the turn. In better snow conditions, you could practice a little outside ski to outside ski type kind of thing. The turns where you lift the inside foot. When you get onto a steeper pitch, you start to bend the knee even more so, and it gets a little bit of that up and over move, and things get heavy in the bottom third of the turn, and that would cause a little bit more of that kind of skidding or sliding down the hill when snow conditions get a little firmer. But good stuff overall. Pete, I have to apologize. I got very little footage of you, but we worked on not picking up the inside ski. Also, you kind of move to the back of the ski, sometimes to the point where the tip will come off the snow as you enter the turn. So again, getting moving forward down the hill instead of inside the turn so much. We also that drill we had, you drag the poles from like the apex of the turn through the bottom of the turn is great because it got a little bit, it kind of solved some of those tipping issues that you had, getting more tipping coming from the lower legs. Leanne, so we talked about shortening inside leg because that will help you maybe avoid stepping to the new outside ski to initiate the turns and also keep the stance width a little more consistent. We also talked about turning the legs, getting more power come from turning the legs since you get most of your power from turning your hips. But great performance change over the 2 days. I think about halfway into the second day, I noticed that the skiing was starting to look a lot cleaner as you got some mileage underneath you. Richard, few things we got to work on here. You get a little bit of a pushing around of the tails going on. That's getting the pivot point more around the front of the ski as you push the feet away from you, away from the body. So if we could turn the legs so that that we're turning the ski more from the center, and instead of pushing the feet outside the side. Away from the body. The other thing we have going on, we talked a lot about getting more independence between the with the legs. So from your bump skiing kind of days, it comes into your non-bump skiing where both legs flex and extend simultaneously together, and serves you great in the bumps, but out here in the grim stuff, it doesn't. It could we could really help with some more independence between the legs. Generally, just you can see here, just standing on the tail a little bit too much, and we could use a little more roundness to the turn. The next clip that's going to come up here of Steve Ludwig, I think look at his hand position versus yours here. Hands aren't super important, but I think your hand position is also kind of causing you to be on the back of the ski. You can see Steve hand position here. His pull swing helps draw him into the new turn. I think you could benefit from that a lot. The main thing we worked on was Steve. Steve's aware of it, as far as he tends in the bottom third of the turn flex a little bit too much, which is fine in these snow conditions and these types of turns. But in the bumps, he brings this movement pattern to the bumps, which gets him into a little bit of trouble. He also has a tendency to allow the hips to follow the feet a little bit, which is like why his long radius turns look amazing, and some of his longer kind of medium turns look great. And again, the bumps, it causes some issues. So Rose, the skate, the shape, the short was really for you. I think that if we can get you moving, kind of propelling the body down the hill instead of moving towards the snow. That would be a great focus for you. Also, we talked a little bit about a little more roundness to the turn as well. And things look pretty good here from a roundness perspective, but then as the steepness kind of more pitch comes into play, you can see there's a little bit more of an up and over, and pivot points more around the front of the ski. You'll lose some of that roundness to the turn as you're kind of pushing the tails down the hill. So So we could, again, that shortening the inside leg to getting more of that cross through move versus versus an extension turn would be a great focus for you as you continue to work towards level 3. Thanks, guys.